Okay, so grab your block. If you've got all your little balls in it, you can just set them off to the side for right now. And we're gonna just start with this under the arm, okay? So put it on its middle height, and it's gonna go kind of right against the rib cage, maybe right around the bra strap there. And you're just gonna make sure you have a little bit of space in front and behind, a little bit of like a runway for that rib cage to kind of rock back and forth. So we're just kind of leaning back, letting it tag just a little bit of the outer edge of the shoulder blade, and then rotating a little bit forwards. Maybe just, I don't want you to feel like you have to compress any of the breast tissue there, so stay on the ribs, but just rolling enough forward that you feel like all of the ribs on the side of the body kind of make contact with the block. You know, if there's a spot somewhere along the way that you kind of want to hang out in for a moment, you can. And the block is pretty close to my crease of my arm, like the armpit crease there. Just get maybe one or two more back and forth. And just kind of start to deepen your breath here. Try to take nice full breaths. Now find a spot somewhere that maybe is a little more conversational than the rest. So it doesn't have to be anything intense, but maybe it's just something that has a little more feedback. And just take a breath or two there. One more nice full inhale, exhale. And then we'll slowly roll to the other side. So I'm just gonna turn my back to you so you can kind of see where that block is placed behind me. And again, supporting my head with my hands, and then, or my hand, I'm just gonna roll a little bit back and a little bit forward. You can have your feet in whatever position feels good and stable. And again, I'm rolling back just enough that I feel like that block makes a little bit of pressure on that outer edge of the shoulder blade or the scapula. Again, taking nice full inhales and exhales. And then find somewhere that you want to sit with for a couple of breaths. See if you can really fill up the rib cage on the sides of the body so you feel this kind of lateral expansion of the ribs. One more full breath, in and out. And then go ahead and just roll over onto your back, and this is where we're gonna place that block right around the base of the shoulder blades there, so that when you come down to rest on the block, you should feel like maybe if you move your arms, kind of the tips, the very bottom tips of the shoulder blades are hitting the block there. And you can always adjust once we start moving. Hands are gonna hold the head there, and then let the belly just kind of soften and hammock down towards your spine. Keep that low belly engagement as you let the head and shoulders go back over the block. And then up. And we'll start with the elbows nice and wide for this first round. You can let the knees drop in together. But I really want you to think about this as this kind of opening up of the front side of the spine and the front of the body, and the upper part of the spine. And then I want you to think about finding almost like a back bend to the back side of the body, and the upper back. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but just starting to find some movement here. This area has a tendency to get kind of stuck and adhered to itself, and so we're just trying to create a little bit of mobility in the upper back. One more with the elbows wide. It should feel like you get a little bit of an abdominal crunch as you come up. So I want you to feel the chest rising and the belly button pulling back towards the spine as you come up. Now hug those elbows in by your face, and same idea. We're gonna just go up and back with those elbows, let the head be heavy in your hands, and then pull yourself up. Feel that abdominal work there. All the way back, those elbows. And then curl yourself up. Big inhale on the way back. Exhale up. 2 more. Inhale back. Exhale up. Last round. Good. Go ahead and place those forearms on the ground. Move the block off to the side and come all the way down to your back. Now move your hips just a little to the left of center, and you're gonna let your knees drop over to the right. So the hips just move to the left slightly so you feel like your spine can be a nice straight and unkinked toes. See if you can let the left shoulder come down onto the floor. And just take 2 big breaths here into the left rib cage. Really fill up the ribs from the sides of the body. One more big inhale. Think of moving and lifting each rib off of the one below it. Good. Use your belly to come back with the knees to center, and then just move your hips up and over to the right of that center line and drop your knees over to the left. So again, I should feel like I've got a pretty good plumb line here from the tail to the top of the head. Now the hard part here is getting that right shoulder blade to rest on the floor, get the right arm to rest, and if that means the knees have to separate a little bit, that's fine. And then really concentrate your breath going into the right rib cage here. Try to move the ribs and create some space. Think of this internal balloon that really fills up and puts this inner compression on the ribs. Good. Back to center. Place your feet about hips-width distance apart. Knees can be separated. And we're going to just do a few of those bridges where you exhale, tuck your tail, roll yourself up to your shoulder blades. Inhale, arms are going to come up over the head. Let them rest on the floor. And then exhale, place the upper back down, the mid back, and really try to deepen that tuck for the low back to make contact before the sacrum and the tail. And then we'll do it again as the arms come down. Exhaling, peel the hips up. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, spine rests down on the floor, one vertebra at a time. Really try to articulate so that each one gets a little space created. And then inhale, arms come down. 2 more like that. Exhale, tuck the tail, roll yourself all the way up. Find that length through the front of the body. Inhale, arms reach back, rest on the floor. Exhale, use your abdominals here to C-curve the spine. Tuck the tail through your legs and rest each vertebrae on its own on the floor. Inhale, arms down. Last one. Keep the big toes on the floor. Exhale, roll it up. Inhale, arms back. Exhale, rest each vertebrae down, one at a time. Inhale, arms come down. Bring the legs up into tabletop, and we're going to just start with those toe taps. So keep a little bit of a bend in the knee. We're dropping the leg from the hip. I want you to start to feel the challenge in the core here. Heavy up those ribs, so I want you to feel some contact with the back ribs on the floor. See if you can really minimize any shifting side to side or any arching of the low back. Let's go for just 4, 3, 2, 1, 1. Bring the arms and the legs up. And now we're going to tap right toes as left arm goes back. Bring it up. Left toes, right arm goes back. So just starting to reach the opposite arm, opposite leg away as you tap the floor. Let's go for 6, 5. There's 4, 3. Really zip in those front ribs. Here's 2. One more round. 1 and 1. Bring the hands behind the head. Bring the feet together and make that diamond shape with your legs. You're gonna close and open the knees. Okay, so feet are gonna stay together. You're just gonna close that diamond, open that diamond. Now we're gonna add a little lift of your head and shoulders. You open the diamond, lift, close the diamond, lift. So little pulses up each time. Open, close, lift, lift. Here's 10, 9, let your head relax into your hands. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, try to get those shoulder blades up. 2, 1. Good, now keep yourself here. Rotate those knees open again into that diamond shape. Lower your heels enough that you can now extend the legs out. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Pull those knees in, tap your elbows. Inhale, squeeze the legs out straight. Exhale, pull it in. Here, let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, get those shoulders up. 1, good job. Arms and head come down by your side, legs go up to the ceiling, and we're gonna do that knees bend into your chest, send them out long and low, and then bring them straight up. Last 2 rounds, and then we'll move it on. Here's 9, 8, if you wanna bring your head and shoulders back up, you totally can. 7, otherwise you can keep them down, but you gotta spread those shoulder blades, spread the front of the shoulders apart so you can press the back of the arms onto the floor. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, keep that waistband of your pants glued to the floor. Last one this direction, other way, switch it. Lower down, pull it in, lengthen up. Lower, pull in, go up. There's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last one. Good job. Grab back your thighs. Let's roll on our spine just 3 times. So you roll it up, scoop the belly, roll it back, roll it up, try to stick that landing. 1 more. Good job. All right, just roll over those hands and knees. Coming on to all 4s. Let's just get a couple of cat and cow stretches here. Round your back, press into the floor. Inhale, draw the shoulder blades together. Let the chest come through the arms. Let the tail tilt up and back. Exhale, round. Really draw that belly through the back of your spine. Tuck that tail through your legs. Press into the palms. Spread the shoulder blades. And then inhale. Reverse all of that. Tail goes back. Stretch the belly. 2 more. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Last round. Exhale, round back. Inhale, lift. Good job. Go ahead and tuck those toes. Find that neutral spine, okay? So we're not going full around and we're not doing our low back dump, but we're just gonna try to find that neutral position. Tuck the toes and let's hover those knees. Now we're just gonna step back into the plank, and then with the right foot, we're gonna step forward into that hover. We're gonna step back with the right foot, forward with the right foot. We're just doing 3 more on the right. Here's 2, 1. Now in this next round, we're gonna start back with the left. Left foot steps back, left foot steps forward. Here's 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, go ahead and stay in that plank. Here we go, shift your weight back and forward. Back and forward. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Push those hands down and forward. 2 more. 2. Hold it back. Here's your little pulses over those toes. Get your butt way back over the heels. Press the hands forward. Think about turning those biceps forward. Let's just go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to straighten into the legs, and we'll just pedal the feet here for a moment. Now really plant those hands. They're your kickstands, and I want you to push your body back towards your heels so you can get some of that strength in your arms and take a little bit of the pressure back into the legs. Now bend your left knee and let your left knee cross the right as you kind of swivel the hips to the right. Let the right heel drop. Take a breath. Switch it, bend the right knee, let the hips kind of swivel to the left as the right knee crosses the left leg. Good. Back to center. Right leg's gonna inhale up and back. Open up your hip. Take that right leg all the way to the sky, as high as you can get it. Squeeze the heel into the butt. Feel the knee press back behind you. And then rotate your right shoulder towards the floor. Square up the shoulders. Take 1 more breath. Good. Shift your weight forward, square up the hips, and tap that right elbow with the right knee. And then step it in between the hands and lower that left knee to the floor. Go ahead and just wiggle that right foot out to the side for a moment here. Get both hands on the ground. Let the hips just fall towards the floor. And still just keeping a little bit of this low belly engagement, okay? So I still feel like you have this imaginary tail that you're letting kind of drop towards the floor rather than tilting up and back. Just take maybe 1 more breath here. Now you should have hand weights somewhere close by. Can you grab one of your hand weights? And we're gonna just turn our chest towards the right leg. Okay, so you're gonna keep this weight in your right hand. We're gonna turn the body towards the right leg, and you're gonna reach that right hand back behind you towards the foot, and then you're gonna rotate and reach it forward towards the front of your mat. Yep, slowly in control. I want you to use your spine here, but I want you to also use this arm to make this big windmill action as it comes forward. Now check your left shoulder. Make sure that it's not hiking up into your ear. Press into the palm. Keep a little pressure in the hand. Here we go for 8. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Here's 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one, hold it back there, reach it back, little arm lifts, just real small, little lift of the thumb to the ceiling. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that elbow, punch that arm up, pull the elbow in. Punch it up, pull it down. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring it all the way back to the floor. Wiggle that right foot in between your hands and start to shift your weight back. Keep the toes pointed for just a moment. Get the top of the foot to stretch here. So move that big toe all the way down on the ground. Now drop the right sit bone towards the floor and pull your right hip back, right? So I want you to feel like you're taking that pelvis and squaring it up at the front of your mat and making sure that right sit bone's not hiking up from the floor. Now you can let the toes come back and you can bow over that right shin. Good. Now we're just going to move in and out of that lunge and the stretch. So you can look forward, let the knee or the foot come down, bring the heart up, let the hips stretch. I'm just light on my fingertips. And then I'm going to pull my toes back, shift my weight back, and stretch the back of the leg. Let's get just 4 more like that. Inhale, come forward. Exhale back. Just going to flossing these muscles here. There we go for 3. Really curl that heart up. And then you can feel like you want to keep that belly almost glued to your thigh as you go back. Here's 2. 1 more. Now keep the legs straight. Bring the chest forward towards your foot and then just keep your left hand on the ground. So now I've got this long spine and I'm going to take my right thumb and hook it into my hip crease. I'm just going to keep that thumb pushing that right hip down as I start to turn my chest and shoulders to the right. Toes are going to point out to the ceiling. Try not to let your toes rotate. Last breath here. Good. Place that right foot down, hands down, step that foot back, plank, look forward. Now from here, we're just going to tap right knee to the floor, left knee to the floor, right, left. I'm going to try to minimize the change in my spine. Okay, so try to keep your core engaged, keep the back nice and still. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower both knees, look forward. Here's your chaturanga push-ups. You can bring those heels in. Elbows are going to draw towards the back side of your mat and then press right up. Let those elbows graze your ribs as you come up and down, but watch for the neck not getting too congested by the shoulders. Try to keep it long and free. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, we're looking for shoulder stability here. So if going lower makes that hard for you, then just don't go so low. Last 2, I want to keep those shoulder blades on the back. 1 all the way to the floor. Keep the hands on the ground under the elbows, press the tops of the feet down, and just see if you can push into the hands enough that you can let the ribs rise up. Squeeze those elbows in, relax your neck. Give me 1 more breath. Good, now just let the hands come up and see how much of that muscle energy can keep your spine lifted. Now can you bring those hands up to your shoulders, relax your neck, elbows down, just holding here. Now bring those hands out wide, keep those elbows squeezing in. Can you make your elbows lower than your hands? Can you get the arms to kind of rotate outward? 1 more inhale. And exhale. Hands under those elbows. Press back, child's pose. Take 1 breath here. Good. Tuck those toes. Send your hips up and back. Down dog. All right, left leg's gonna inhale, up and back. Open the hips. Get that leg way up high. Now bend that left knee till that heel comes in towards your bottom. Try to square your shoulders up towards the floor. Good, now bring that left knee to touch that left arm, maybe high above the elbow. Give me just 1 breath, hold it there. Good, step between the hands, lower the right knee, wiggle the left foot a little bit out so you can let your hips fall towards the floor. And just give me a couple breaths here. Just starting to let the legs and the pelvis open up. Release a little pressure on the low back. And we still got that little bit of connection to the low belly so that we feel like this length in the low back is still happening here. That way we can bring the stretch in the front of the right thigh and hip. Now reach forward and grab that weight again. Now remember, your right arm is going to be your kickstand, so make it comfortable. Get it where it's under your shoulder and it feels really stable. And then we're going to turn your chest towards your left knee and reach that left arm back. Now the rotation is going to happen in the ribs. I'm going to take the arm forward. I'm going to rotate my rib cage towards the floor. And then I'm going to sweep my arm up and back and rotate the ribs towards the left. Good. Reach it forward. And I'm pivoting on my right arm a little bit here. So that arm is actually acting like a kickstand and a pivot here. Pivot point. Here we go for 8. 7. Take your time. Full inhale, exhale. 6. Here's 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one, hold it back, reach it back. Here's those little presses up with the thumb. Little reach, try to lengthen out your spine. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend that elbow, punch to the ceiling. Bend it into your ribs, yep, punch straight up. Bend and punch. Here we go for 8. If your left toes have to turn out a little bit, that's fine. Here's 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put that weight down. Wiggle that left foot into the center. Oh, shift your weight back. It's a pretty good opening for the front of the hip. You should feel that. All right, keep those toes down on the floor as you start to lengthen that left leg. Now again, you're going to take your left sit bone, tilt it towards the ground, and then you're going to take your left hip and hug it back behind you. So I want to try to really square up the pelvis so it feels even from right to left. Now you can bow over this leg, you can keep the length in your spine. One more breath with the toes down, and then pull the toes back. Good, just taking another breath here. Now we're going to shift our weight forward and back. Here we're going to come into that lunge. Curl your heart up, get maybe light on those fingertips. And then you're going to exhale, press the hips back, bow down over that left leg. And if you want to think about keeping that belly kind of glued to your left thigh, you can. We're going for 4. Here's 3. 2 more. Last round. Good, now keep the legs straight. Pick up the head and chest so you've got that nice flat back here. Right hand's gonna stay under the shoulder. Left thumb is just gonna hook into the crease of your left hip. Now I'm just using that as an anchor point as I start to turn my spine on its axis and just turn the chest towards the left. Keep the toes turned up to the ceiling so they don't go with you. Give it just maybe one more breath. Try to really get longer in your spine. Lean your shoulders back. And release it down. Great job, guys. Place that foot, set your hands forward, plank. All right, now from here, you're gonna turn your knees to the left and shift your weight back towards your heels. Then we're gonna come forward, turn your toes to the right, shift your weight back towards your heels. So we're just gonna go back and forth, turning slightly each time. We'll just go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last round, we're gonna stay on the left, hold your hips back, little pulses here. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift forward, switch it to the right. Toes turn right, hips go back. Little pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift back into plank. Lower your knees. Take your hands wide for push-ups. Heels come into the butt. Here we go. Elbows nice and wide, all the way down and up as you can. Shoulder blades are going to stay on the back. Here we go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to your belly. Tops of the feet come onto the floor. Grab for both your hand weights and just take them back behind you. Pinkies turned up. And we're just going to alternate. Right arm, left arm. Right arm lifts, left arm lifts. Keep the shoulders up. Relax your head and neck. Let it be long. An extension of the spine. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both arms. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those hand weights down. Just take your head and shoulders and relax on the floor on your hands. And we're going to lift the legs. And then from here, we're going to do little swimmer kicks with those legs. So keep the legs nice and straight. Try to lift the thighs off the ground, not just the knees. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the legs up, take them out, squeeze them in. Take them out, squeeze them in. Try to get those thighs up. Try to relax your low back a little bit. Here we go. 8, 7, 6. After clapping your heels. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend your knees. Keep your knees wide and your heels together. Okay, so you got knees out, heels in. Little lifts here. Little lift of those thighs. Take those heels straight up to the ceiling. Feel your glutes squeeze. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those legs back out. Keep them hovering. Hands behind the ears. Little lift up of the shoulders. So it's like you're doing a little crunch in reverse. Here we go. 8. Think of length over height. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Press into those hands. Child's pose. Round the back. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Take 2 breaths here. One more full inhale, exhale. All right, pick up your hips, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet. Take your time there, just lengthening out the back of the leg. Right leg inhales up and back. Just stay square in your pelvis. Really lengthen that right leg all the way to the back of the room. Press the palms forward. Take the weight into that left leg. All right, now we're going to shift forward and bring that right knee all the way to touch that left elbow. And then send it all the way up and back. Reach it back. Now we're going to tap the right elbow. Reach it back. Good. 4 more alternating. There's 4. 4. Here's 3. See how high you can tap that knee on the arm. Get it above your elbow. 2 more rounds. 2. Last one on each side. 1. 1. Shift it back. And then step in between the hands. Nice and light. Lower that left knee, but I want you to slide yourself back till you're in this kind of 90-degree bend in both legs. All right, right hand on the hip, left arm up and over, side bending. Now you can always try to bring the hand onto the block or onto the floor if you've got that accessible there on that right side. So I'm going to take just 2 more breaths here. Reach the fingertips. Lengthen out the arm. Last big inhale, exhale. Good. All right, come back to center with the spine. Hands can come onto the hip. Tuck the back toes. Lift that back knee. Same thing. We're going to take the left arm up to the ceiling. This time we're going to kind of flow up and down. You're going to lean over to the right, stretch, inhale. And come back up, exhale. Inhale, reach over to the right. Exhale, back up. 3 more. Last one. Good. Now you can have those hands at your shoulders. We're going to be behind your ears. And we're going to just turn the chest to the right and center. Right and center. Bend that right knee. Get nice and low. Heavy tailbone here. Just moving those ribs here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up to the ceiling. Little pulses in the legs. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep those arms back as you extend your body forward, pressing the left leg straight, and sweep them back up as you come upright. Straighten the left leg, lean forward, bend the left knee, come back up. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, hands come to the heart. Shift your weight forward so you come into that warrior 3. We're going to be balancing here. You're going to stand all the way up, straighten the right leg, squeeze the right cheek, bring the left knee into the chest. So really squeeze this right straight leg. Then you're going to shift your weight back, warrior 3 again, but this time we're going to bend the right knee like we're going down a little elevator. Press it back up to straight leg, and then bring that left knee into the chest as you stand upright. Take that left leg back, bend the right knee, press back up, bring the knee into the chest. Let's go for 7. You got this. Down, up, knee to the chest. You fall out, just get back in it. Here we go, 6. You should be using a lot of your balancing skills here. 5 more. 5. Woo. Here's 4. You think it gets easier, but it doesn't. 3 more. 3. And again, you fall out, you just get back in. Last 2. You should be feeling the legs. Last 1. All the way up with that left knee. Cross that left ankle over that right thigh. Just sit back into your little one-legged chair for a moment. Just for 3. You can take the arms up. 2. And 1. Step that left foot next to the right. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, dive forward. Nice long spine here. Lengthen the body over the legs. Inhale, extend forward with the spine. Exhale, place the hands, step yourself back to your plank. Pause here. Right hand moves to the center. Find yourself in your right side plank. You can always put that right knee down or even use this left foot as a kickstand. Left arm up, little hip lifts. Here we go for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way over to the left. Left hand down. Turn your body to the right. Little lifts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to plank. Look forward. See if you can lower down either on your knees or all the way to your belly, chaturanga. Now pick up the arms and legs. Make yourself into that X. Just holding here for 3, 2, 1. Sweep your arms back. Reach towards the feet. Curl the shoulders away from the floor. Pick the pinkies up. Just holding for 3, 2, 1. Now bend the knees. Can you grab for your ankles? If you can grab your ankles, then kick into your hands. See if you can lift those thighs. Just holding here for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Bring it down. Press it back, child's pose. Take 2 breaths and we'll do the other side. All right, down dog. Left leg inhales up and back. Keep it straight, keep the pelvis square. Here we go, take it over to the right elbow. Give it a little tap. Send it back. Take it to the left elbow. Send it back. 4 more. Here's 4. 4. 3. 3. 2. 1 more round. 1. And 1. All the way back and then step it in between your hands. Good. Lower your right knee. Now I want you to come up so you're in this nice 90-degree bend in the knees. Now again, if you've got your block, you want to use that, you can. For your left arm, we're going to take this right arm up and over. Otherwise, the hand can just be here at the hip. Or you can see if you can get it to the floor. And just take maybe 3 breaths here. Try to breathe into that right lung. One more. Good, come back upright. Hands can be on your hips. Tuck that back toe. Press yourself up into this lunge. Kind of a short lunge. And then again, I'm going to take my right arm up to the ceiling and up and over to the left, inhaling. And then exhale, come back upright. 4 more. Inhale to the left. Exhale up. 3, 2, last one. Now hands can come to the shoulders or the ears, and we're going to just turn to the left, center. Turn left, center. There's 8. Try to keep the hips square. 7, just move those ribs. 6, 5, 4, 3, deepen that bend in the left knee. 2, 1. Good, now arms just go straight to the ceiling, little pulses in the legs. Here's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweep those hands back as you lean forward and straighten the back leg. Lean upright, bend the right knee. Extend back and up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the heart. You're going to shift your weight forward. Pick it up for that warrior 3. Now stand all the way up. Bring the right knee to the chest. Squeeze that left cheek. Now again, you're going to shift your weight forward as your right leg goes back. And now we're going to bend the left knee. Press it back up. Bring the right knee to the chest. Take it back, bend, press, and up. All right, 7 more. 7. Find something to look at on the floor that's not moving. Give yourself like a soft focal point. 6. Let's go for 5. Here's 4. Try to watch that your knee is not going all over the place. It should be tracking right over that second toe. 2 more. Here's 2. Last one. Good job. Stand all the way up. Right knee into the chest. Cross that right ankle over the left knee. And see if you can sit back in that imaginary chair. Maybe you can inhale, arms up. Just holding for 3, 2, 1. Set the right foot next to the left. Inhale, stand all the way up tall, sweep the arms up. Exhale, soften those knees. Swan dive all the way forward over those thighs. Let the head just dangle here. And just move your feet maybe about hips width distance apart. Let your knees be soft. Let your weight come into the arches of the feet so you can let your upper body just hang. And let your hands rest in the creases of your elbows. Let's take one more breath here. Let your head and shoulders be heavy enough to create a little traction on the spine there. Release your hands. Step back to your plank, and then just shift it to down dog. And we're gonna take that right leg up and back, and then you're gonna take your right knee directly behind your right wrist, and see if you can rest your shin on the floor. We're gonna go to pigeon here. And I'm gonna wiggle my left toes back till I can kind of get my weight out of my right knee and back into my right hip. Now I just tuck my toes and kind of pull my body backwards. There should be no pain in the knee, so the more your foot comes closer to your pelvis, a little less intense. The farther away the foot goes from the pelvis, more intense. Now just see if you can kind of prop yourself up for a minute here. Feel that stretch in the outer hip. And then if it feels good and you want to come onto the forearms, and if it feels really good and you want to keep going all the way down till your belly rests on your thigh, you can. We'll just take maybe 2 or 3 breaths here. Just trying to soften. We're not really trying to push anything, we're just trying to get the muscles to relax, even for just a breath or 2. Let that exhale be your message to your outer hip to just soften. One more, full inhale and exhale. Good. Press yourself up onto your hands, tuck those back toes, lift your hips with the strength of your leg and your arm, and then step that right foot back, downward facing dog, pedal the feet for a moment. Center it out, and then we'll take that left knee, bring that directly behind your left wrist, and then again, just walk yourself back. I'll just use my toes to tuck and pull back until I feel like there's no pressure or weight in the knee, and it's all back here in the glutes and the outer hip. And again, try to prop yourself up. Now, it's not going to feel the same on each side, probably. And that's okay, so it'll work accordingly. So don't try to force anything on one side that you do on the other if it doesn't feel right. Now, we're trying to square up the hips here. So I'm trying not to open my right hip to the side of the room. Trying to keep it kind of pointed down and forward. And then up to you. You can come on the forearms. You can come all the way down onto the belly. And I want to take probably 3 or 4 breaths here. And I sometimes just press a little bit into the right toes to encourage this right hip to kind of point more down towards the floor. Send that message of release and softening with the exhale. Good. All right, come on back to the hands, tuck the back toes, use the strength of your arm and your leg to pick up the hips, step that left foot back, pedal the feet one more time. And then lower the knees to the floor, walk your hands way far forward, and keep your belly pulled up, right? So I want you to take the low back out of it, keep your belly pulled up, press into your palms and start to lower your chest and your forehead towards the floor. Open up the upper back. Lifting the bottom of the arms away from the floor. So I feel like I'm lifting my arms up as I'm lowering my ribs down. Take one more breath. Good, walk that back in. Keep your toes tucked under you and just sit your weight back on your heels. See if you can just stretch the bottoms of your feet. Just 2 breaths here, maybe closing your eyes. One more. And then open your eyes if they are closed, and you guys are all done. Shake out the bottoms of your feet.